Okay, so the next part of this training is how to disappoint others. I think this might be one of the hardest pills to swallow for the self proclaimed independent, strong woman. Um, we pride ourselves on being there for others and having a good reputation, and that good reputation means that even we might run ourselves into the ground just so other people are happy. And you might even say yes to things that you don't want to say yes to. I think that most of us have said yes when we have wanted to say no a lot of times. But we didn't want to rock the boat. That becomes, a big thing in if the whole tribe is going one direction and we want to go another direction, then we'll just go along to get along. And let me tell you something. You cannot be truly happy. You cannot be truly fulfilled without disappointing people. It is your responsibility. It is your duty to your own happiness to disappoint people. So you might as well get used to it, suck it up, and find the beauty in it. And I'm going to tell you the beauty in disappointing others. One, it means you're standing up for yourself and you become your own advocate. We walk around giving ourselves away and then we want someone to be there for us, and there's nothing like being there for yourself, okay? And building that muscle and feeling that freedom. The other blessing in disappointing others is you find out who's really there for you. There is no quicker way to know who's on your squad than to say no. Than to say, I'm not going to be able to do that. To disappoint someone in maybe they want you to do something for them, or they want you to show up a certain way, or they have a certain expectation of how you should respond to them. And we've been trained in that way, and we're right there and super consistent in how we do that so they stay happy and we get their approval. But when you disappoint people by showing up honestly and not betraying yourself, you will learn who's on your squad, and you will build a resilience and a tenacity and a transparency that truly is honorable. Okay, it's so important. So what you need to be looking at, and you probably already know the places that you want to come down off your high horse, that you want to stop being superwoman, and you want to take that cape off right now. So guess what? Here comes your work. Pull out that pen and that paper, and what are the areas in your life where you're showing up as Wonder Woman, but you really just want to step away, say no, show up differently, do something differently, respond differently, but you're afraid that they will be disappointed. Okay? It could be something as simple as you want to change your hair. I had someone I worked with at a workshop, and her family didn't like that she wore a weave. It was a disappointment to them because they felt like, wild women or women of the street wore weaves, and she should, be, a pure woman. She wore her own hair. She didn't have to put that stuff in her hair. And she had to disappoint them. But in her disappointing them, she found her freedom. And now she is just living her life, having a good grand old time. So you're going to write down the ways in which you have chosen to abandon yourself in order not to disappoint people. And I want you to look at how you do that in big ways and how you may do that in small ways. Okay? You may not want to. I remember I didn't want to. You don't know how you think about this as disappointment. When my son was little and he wanted to sleep in my bed, and I wanted him to sleep in his own bed so I could have some time to myself. But I would let him sleep in my bed because I knew it would disappoint him and he would take it a certain way. But it came to a point where it was like I had to disappoint him, the person I love more than anyone in the world, so I could be there for myself. So I could roll around in my bed by myself and not be hooked to somebody like I was all day long, and to have some free time for myself. And I'm telling you, there are moms out there who won't do it. There are moms who are out there who will not disappoint their kids, even though they know their kids need to be shown something different. But because they don't want to rock the boat and they're not willing to go through the pain of breaking that habit, I'm going to tell you, break the habit now. And this is my motto. Don't just rock the boat. Flip that bitch over. Okay? Because what's happening is you don't want to rock the boat because they're in the boat safe and sound, and you're in the dark, cold ocean water alone trying to stay alive. That's how I want you to look at it. When you don't want to disappoint other people, so you sell yourself short, you sell yourself out. You know, they call that prostituting yourself. Prostituting is not just something that's done sexually. You prostitute your soul. You prostitute your mind. You prostitute your being when you sell it for the approval of others. So you can have that cheapness of approval. But it doesn't last, because then you got to go back out again and seek more approval. And that's where your self-worth is tied. Okay? So the more you can have a more healthy and unconditionally high self-worth, the easier it is for you to start disappointing people and showing up in a way that's honest for you, taking back your time, taking back your life, taking back your energy, taking back your priorities, so you can put yourself first and you don't die of guilt doing it, okay? This is a process. This is not something, let me tell you, that you just do one time. This is something you got to retrain people how to treat you. And disappointing them and letting them know what you are going to do and what you're not going to do by action, not by word, is one of the best things you can do for yourself, and that you can do for them as well, because it will give them the opportunity to show up for themselves, to make themselves happy while you're making yourself happy. So you're going to make the list of the ways in which you are selling yourself for the approval of others, and then you're going to select at least 3 things on your list and 3 people to disappoint. Right. And I want you to do it within the next 24 hours. Somebody's going to ask you to do something that you don't want to do. Somebody's going to say something that you might not agree with. And you are going to show up authentically. You're not going to make any excuses for it. You're not going to apologize for it. You're not going to well, you know, I took this course and they said that I should do. No, you're just going to do it, and then you're going to do what? You're going to shut your mouth, and you're going to see what happens. And you're going to see who respects you for it, and we're going to see who tries to burn you for it and thinks that you owe them something, that you owe them who you are. And you need to know who those people are. Some people are going to be happy, like, girl, I'm so glad you finally took your life back. Okay? And then some people, they're going to have like a withdrawal effect, because they're so used to you showing up a certain way. Now they don't know how they're going to show up. And that changes the dynamic of the relationship. And let me tell you, as women, oh my God, we take on so much responsibility for a relationship, making it and it being successful. And we have got to understand that we're only responsible for our own part in that. So that's your homework. That's what you're going to do for this part of the training. And we'll be right back with the next video for the last 2 modules.